name is Alvina Laili. Now, I want to talk about the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on education. Today, the world is shocked by the outbreak of a disease caused by a virus called corona, or known as COVID-19. The virus that was allegedly started to plague December 31, 2019 in Wuhan city of Hubei province in China is now spreading almost everywhere in the world very quickly. So, WHO on March 11, 2020 established this outbreak as a global pandemic. Hundreds of thousands of people have been exposed to this virus around the world, and even tens of thousands have died. Noted countries that have high cases of exposure to COVID-19 today are Italy, China, Spain, the United States, and Iran, with death rates reaching thousands of people. Very fast transmission and the difficulty of detecting people who are exposed because the incubation period of COVID-19 approximately 2 weeks in the cause of many casualties. Human-to-human transmission is difficult to predict because social activities that cannot be avoided are the biggest cause of the spread of this COVID-19. An antidote that has not yet been discovered, and the number of patients exposed to COVID-19 is the highest cause of death. The complexity of the handling of this epidemic has led world leaders to implement super strict policies to break the chain of distribution of COVID-19. Social distancing becomes a tough choice of every country in implementing policies to prevent the spread of COVID-19 because this policy has a negative impact on all aspects of life. Restricting social interaction can hamper the rate of growth and progress in various fields of life, but there is no other choice because this method is the most effective. Social distancing policies have a fatal impact on the wheels of human life. The economic problems that are most felt in the impact because this touches various layers of society. The slowing down of the economic pace results in the closure of the primary human needs to fulfill it because the state will be very burdened if it must bear all the basic needs of each of its inhabitants. No exception to the education sector also affected by this policy. The sudden decision of the government to dismiss or move the learning process from school or madrasah to at home has made many parties confused. The unpreparedness of school or madrasah stakeholders to carry out online learning is a major factor in this chaos. Even though the government actually provide alternative solution in assessing students as a condition of promotion or graduation from an educational institution during an emergency situation as it is today. The transition to this way of learning forces various parties to follow the path that might be taken so that learning can take place, and the choice is to use technology as a medium of online learning. Use this technology to actually not without problems. Many factors that inhibited the implementation of effectiveness online learning includes: Number 1. Technology mastery is still low. It must be admitted that not all technology literate teachers, especially Generation X teachers born 1980 and below, who were not using massive technology during their time. Actually, they are not unable to learn. They are certainly capable because the principle is that teachers are human learners who must always be ready to face the change in time while following the development. The situation is almost the same for students. Not all are accustomed to using technology in their daily lives. Even in schools, they have to fight in using learning support technology because of the limited facilities owned by schools or madrasah. Maybe even they are not introduced to technology in learning. Number two, limited facilities and infrastructure. Ownership of technology support device is also a problem in itself. It is not a public secret that the welfare of teachers is still very low, so as not to fulfill these things to meet the basic needs of their families. There are still many teachers who struggle. The same thing happens to students because not all of their parents are able to provide technological facilities to their children. Even if they have facilities but they are not used for learning support media because of parents' ignorance in guiding their children to use technology in learning. Number 3. Internet network. Online learning cannot be separated from the use of the internet network. Not all schools or madrasah are connected to the internet so that the teachers are also in their daily lives not used to using it. Even if someone uses a cellular network, sometimes the network is unstable because of the geographical location, which is still far from the reach of cellular signals. Cut as cost. The internet network that is needed in online learning is a problem for teachers and students. The quota purchased for internet needs has jumped, and many of the teachers and parents of students are not ready to increase the budget for providing internet networks. This online learning method is actually not new, because in some countries, especially in developed countries, this activity is used. The process of learning in tertiary institutions, especially not only abroad but in Indonesia, is also accustomed to being implemented. But for learning at the level of elementary and secondary education, units is not yet so popular that it takes real preparation to run well. The development of the times will require change in civilization, and this will have an impact on the way or methods of learning that are commonly done. In an age of technology as it is today, it is possible that the next teaching and learning process will be carried out online, given the effectiveness in the transfer of knowledge that is very good, fast, easy, and inexpensive. Change in civilization and this method require educational stakeholders to prepare themselves to follow the development of the age as it is today. Nobody can refute or reject the rapid development of this technology, even if someone rejects it, then get ready to be left behind, even be crossed by others. Technology is like two blades, each of which has an equal role, namely the positive and negative sides that have an influence on change in human civilization. All aspects of life today cannot be separated from technology, therefore technology literacy is very important for the community, so that the use of technology is truly beneficial without harming and also has a negative impact on the order of life. Specifically, in the field of education, this technological literacy needs to be studied by all education stakeholders, especially in its use as an online learning medium that is currently being carried out. That is what I can convey. I'm sure you all understand it. That is all, and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.